SolidTalk on TsolidTv. I am Adeshawa.
And I am Taiwo.
And I am Olatunji.
Okay, today we'll be talking about the sexual assault trend that is all over the place.
Okay.
Sexual harassment. The Me Too campaign. The Me Too movement. And the much talk about rape in our society. Why rape? Why do victims not speak up? And why speak up when it's too late?
Okay, would you want me to come in first, or would you
I
want
think
Taiwo?
so, because a lot of times we have men who would say that she was raped because she was wearing some kind of outfit.
Actually, I'm not a fan of men who would say she was raped because of the outfit you're putting on. As a lady, you have the freedom to put on whatever you want to put on. If you like go to the street with just panties and bras, if that's what works for you, fine. But then you saying you're raping a lady because of what she puts on as a man shows you're weakling. From my end,
Thank you.
that shows you're weakling.
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay.
I really wish guys would hear that and then it can stick into their brain and understand that the fact that a lady is wearing something, even though it is wrong to dress indecently, it shouldn't give you the license to actually violate a lady.
Because even when people say that she was dressed indecently, I'm a man, I am moved by what I see. I want to ask you sometimes, what about people that rape children, pedophiles? Are they indecently dressed as well?
Thank you.
You know, this thing is a state of the mind of who you are. Some of these pedophiles they are not pedophiles because they just want to express their emotional outrage, not emotional feelings now, like outrageous emotional feelings.
I think it's mental problem.
When it comes to African setting, most pedophiles do that because of some traditional sentiment of being rich when you sleep with an underage. And I keep saying this thing, there is this African setting culture that allows marriage to an underage person. So most of the times these pedophiles feel if I can't get the consent easily, by the time I rape this child, the parents might will the child to me. So that's some mentality.
That's madness.
I mean, but look at when you rape a 2-year-old, you rape a 4-year-old. Do you expect me to say go marry my child because you raped my 5-year-old child?
Some people feel okay if I rape this 3-year-old or 4 or 5-year-old child, they feel I've damaged it, and just like this is a damaged good.
Okay.
You have to buy it by force.
I think it's a mental. I don't want to say too much of that. I think it's something with the head, because if you are in your right, I mean,
do you know this started from northern Nigeria? Because in northern Nigeria, underage marriage is allowed, and some of these men, when they feel you're not giving me your child willingly, they want to take it forcefully. They want to take the child forcefully.
That's what I said.
So they just thank you. It is.
I really can't understand.
You know this mentality. It has happened. I
understand, but I don't understand what goes on in the brains of men who rape people that are young, or you just rape somebody. I still can't understand.
But then when we are portioning blame, should we apportion blame 100% on a guy, or does the ladies also have their own fault when it comes to rape?
Okay, well, I know that
because I know you people always beating the guys more when it comes to rape, but then
guys get raped.
Yes, exactly.
Ladies get raped. But let's 100%, 71% of ladies, women have been sexually harassed or raped, or not even raped, sexually harassed. 21% of men have probably been sexually harassed as well. But when it comes to the issue of rape, if we're talking about a guy raping a lady, I think no matter what I'm wearing or not wearing, the problem is with you.
Thank you.
If I'm a lady and I'm raping a guy,
but you know, rape.
The problem is with the lady.
Yes, that's it.
It starts with sexual harassment. See, at times when I think I met a victim of rape, and she knew this person has been sexually harassing her, she kept mute about it.
Do you know why she kept mute? Did she tell you why she kept mute?
She kept mute because the man in question was her boss. And so she does not want to lose the job. But in the long run, you lose the job, and then you lose your dignity.
Let's even start by talking about what sexual assault is, what sexual harassment is. What would you think?
Okay.
Well, sexual assault to me is when somebody sexually violates you without getting your consent.
Okay.
Basically, that's what I'll say. And going back to what you said, I think most times people keep quiet because of the shame. because of guilt. Some people even feel there are the reasons why that whole scenario played out.
True.
So because of that, they keep quiet.
You feel guilty.
You feel guilty that I'm the cause for this thing happening, and then you see them keeping quiet. Like that lady that I said that she didn't want to lose her job. I understand where she's coming from. Probably it's been a while before she actually got a job, or probably her family has been going through some issues. I don't know. I don't know what happened to her, but I really wish she actually took action. So maybe she had even reported the boss to. So highest, she would have still left the place anyway. But see how it turned out. She left the place and she still lost her dignity.
All right, she was talking about sexual assault. I want to come in from there.
Okay.
Every lady, 99% of Nigerian ladies have been sexually assaulted.
80%.
No, let me say that.
But 99, not everybody. You see, 99 is like almost generalization.
Yes, almost
a lot of us have been, but not everybody.
This straight to you. I've never walked in the market where one of the guys, either Igbo, basically considered an Igbo person, or these Igbo boys will sell, dragged you or touch you in an unwanted manner.
Yes, it happens, but doesn't mean that they touch me sexually.
So that's see, the context of sexual assault now comes in with the confines of what is sexual assault. It's you touching me without my consent.
In a sexual way?
In a sexual way, I don't want. Look, I have been to Dubai market severally with a lady, and you see these people throwing passes at the lady. They see it as fun.
Yeah, even sexual remarks.
Yeah,
verbal.
But the fact that somebody is enjoying you making passes at that, does that make you give you the right to actually rape the person?
I just feel it is a mentality that we've made grown over time in our culture. When you go out of the country and you unnecessarily hold a lady, she could sue you.
Yeah.
But in our country, when you hold a lady unnecessarily,
See it as
I mean, if you raise your voice, for example, I'm going with you in the market, and a guy touches you, and you're not cool with the way he touches you, and you raise your voice, rather than people take sides with you, you would hear things like, "What did they worry you? Now only you be the babe where they for this," and that's how it's. And a guy who would touch you in an unwanted manner, as soon as you're raping it, if he is in a place he can.
That's very true. I think I agree with that.
So it's mentality. Just because we've accepted the fact that I can touch you anyway, the same way we are beginning to accept the fact that rape is something that has just come up one day or the other. Look, if you have seen people who are raped before, or like the few ones that I've met, you understand the fact that they've always had contact with whoever, most of them, not everybody anyway, whoever rapes them. More like they have been throwing passes at them. At the moment where these people are throwing passes at you, as a lady, you can throw the passes, you can throw back the passes in a way you don't like, in a way they don't like. At times I told somebody, you could slap a guy if he owed you in an unwanted manner. And that was when I saw a video of a guy who was groping a lady from the back in the bank. That the guy had to put cement on his body. God, if I was there, I would have slapped the guy.
Well, that is there. I mean, ladies, that's some sort of violence. But yes, you can try to slap a guy, you can try to hit a guy, you can say, I'm not interested. But at the same time, sometimes we're talking about rape in a situation where you're overpowered, where you don't even have a power of your own, where it's caused by a family member, it's done by a family member, where it's a trusted person, where at this point you're vulnerable, at this point you're very weak. And even talking about rape or talking about verbal assault, you're working in a situation where you work in an office, because this has happened to me before, not now, but you work in a place where you come in and somebody's telling you you're looking sexy, and because we think it's a compliment, because it's something that we get used to.
Remark.
Yeah,
but it's not.
It's not.
Sexy. I'm like,
you're talking about my sexuality. I don't want to hear it in a work environment.
You see ladies smiling, say you look sexy. Say thank you.
No. You know.
Oh, I like your body. Don't make passes.
Those are
like
verbal
that.
passes. But then, in this contest, when I told a lady, I like your body shape, especially when they say you have that coke body shape, you go or
I can take it as a compliment or not.
But the moment you take a compliment from a guy, like I like your body shape, and you gush all out, you smile. Guys are calculative, and You smiling back at me, I have this preemptive motive, like she's interested in me.
Okay. I think I even have a problem.
So does that give you the that give you the right to rape the person? Because I don't.
And that is why,
even
at times, I hope I'm not judged for this. At times, it boils down on the lady. The first time you get a sexual advances you don't like, shut the door.
Well, yes, but what if
most times you open up the door and like
no, you can't.
Does that make you rape? Yeah, it's like
I'm not saying that. Don't get me wrong. Okay. I'm not saying that is enough to justify you raping a lady. But then at times, we ladies, the ladies, needs to understand when to draw a line.
Okay, I understand. What about kids? Children.
That's right.
They can't fight for them. They don't even understand what's going on. How about that?
When you tell me, my wife, you're so pretty.
Am I supposed to say to you?
What line am I supposed to draw at that point?
I'm not getting your question right now.
Okay, you tell me you're beautiful. You know, you're a potential rapist. Not every potential rapist tells you you're beautiful.
Yeah.
And anybody who tells you you're beautiful is not a potential rapist. You know, some people can just compliment you and they don't mean any harm. And some people, they're just all calm and all nice, and then they can be beastly and all of that, definitely. But at what point do you're making a compliment, you're passing some remarks about my sexuality, I want to draw the line. How easy is it when I'm 5-year-old? I know that at this point we tell families to tell parents to tell children, when an uncle is touching you some part of your body, you tell them don't go there. Like, don't touch me there. But have you heard of being overpowered situations where, because sometimes you hear cases of men saying I was raped by a woman, and then the society will say you were raped by a woman, as in you were overpowered by a woman. What if you were under the influence? You were dropped?
Yeah. You
can't draw the line at that point. You're not in your right frame of mind. You don't know what you're doing. You're drunk. You don't have a hold over what, but consent is the missing thing here. When you say, I think that's a problem we have in not just in Nigeria but in society, consent. When you say I like you, if I say no, you should know it is no. Even if you're touching me and I am not slapping you, it doesn't still mean I have given you the consent to go ahead.
No. If even touching you and there is this look you give me and I'm like, that's not a consent. Yeah. Like, I just touched you and you're like, excuse me. You don't have to say excuse me, but then Yoruba will say "Fuju komole." Like you give
some of us, I could be looking at you and be smiling.
Then when you see, rape comes from two angles. Those who, let me say three angles. Those who are unknowingly give way to them being raped, and those are people I say they ignore things little by little.
How do you give yourself unknowingly when you are being raped? Do you know what being raped is?
I just said something right now.
Okay.
I just said something right now. Okay, let's have a case scenario of a bar.
Okay.
A bar. I kind of visit a bar, and there's this bartender. Most times when I go to the bartender and I tap her on the butt, she does not talk. First time.
You tap me on the butt.
No, she doesn't talk.
Why would you tap me
in the first place? Look,
we
don't.
That's right. Why would you tap me?
Yeah. Sexual harassment. All those shouldn't even come into play.
That's
why would you tap me?
That's why I am coming in.
Who are you to tap me in the butt?
That's because.
Have I given you the consent? Why would you do that?
Taiwo, that is because you're this learned. Look, when you go out, I've seen some of those people, and that's why at times I say we don't just bring up the girl child. We train the boy child too, but in our society, we neglect the boy child and so much focus on the girl child, forgetting the boy child is the person who is initiating whatever it is that we're trying to fight against.
Okay, let's take this discussion from here now. Let's get to this point you just raised, the society and how we perceive the female child. And I understand that sometimes I feel like we objectify women too much. Even when you watch music videos, if there's no lady shaking her bum, something is wrong. But then, even when you're growing up, a lady as a girl child, you're taught to sit and cross your leg. I mean, don't show your body. But we put too much attention, on a lady, on a girl, making them feel guilty for being a girl.
And that's why.
And meanwhile, we don't train the boys
to be responsible.
And that's why I said, don't forget, I just said something. Most of the time, we focus on the girl child, ignoring the boy child. Who is the cause?
Somebody said something. Somebody said, when you have a pack of lion, you have also of sheep. What do? Do you create a cage for the sheep and leave the lion wandering, or do you cage the lion and leave the sheep
wandering? Exactly, because ladies are beautiful things. Ladies, sorry, I don't want to use the word thing. Ladies are beautiful creatures.
True.
Emotional. But men are beautiful creatures still, but more logical. Now,
I can take you on that one. I can take you on that one as well. I think I can, because women are emotional and we are logical beings too.
We have logical females.
True.
We have logical women.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong. But then we have much more of emotional women than logical women. Argue with your keypad.
We can't deny that.
You understand?
Okay.
An average guy is logical. An average lady is emotional.
I think I've seen more emotional guys than logical men.
Okay,
I think I've
seen more logical than emotional.
But guys are emotional. Do you know guys are emotional?
Don't get it wrong.
They must because the society says as a man
you must be strong.
Yeah, you should suck it up. I mean, you cannot cry. You cannot say your feelings, but you guys are so emotional. In fact, much more than us.
No.
All right.
I wouldn't say guys are more emotional, because if guys are, like I was saying, the rape case, guys are not emotional, they're logical. Now, if you have seen different cases of rape, when you ask these guys, why did you rape this lady? The question is like, I love her. She didn't say yes, and I felt I can get my way through her. Now, he was not emotional enough, because if you're emotional, you wouldn't have raped her. But it was logical thinking, if I rape her, she could say yes.
How do you love somebody and then you violate?
And that's why I said some guys are not emotional. Most guys are not.
That's not even being logical.
Also, if they're not emotional, we can say they're probably mentally ill.
I prefer that, really, because if you love somebody, you're not going to violate the person.
Mentally ill. Yes.
We can say high five to that. Yeah.
But then don't
My hand is hanging. High five to that.
Don't forget this works both ways. And I keep saying, men are victims too.
Yes.
But when men are victims, you don't cry. You don't shout.
Because the societal norm says that you will be emasculating yourself if you speak up and say you were raped. And it's not peculiar to men alone.
There was this case I also read about online where a core member was being held in an unmannerful way. He screamed, I think he slapped the lady, and they were bashing the guy that why you should be happy because she was holding you where you wouldn't want her to hold you. Then I said, if this had been the reverse case, that guy would have been slaughtered if he's not been sent out of camp. But then you pamper the lady, and now when you do such things, you make the lady feel like she's a weaker vessel, which most of you don't want to accept you are. Don't argue.
I don't want to argue that. But there are instances when that weaker vessel thing always come into place for me, because a lot of time I always think I believe that we are all first human before we are male or female. I mean, before gone are the days when physical strength was a test of character or a test of how well you can do in society. Now, if you're brainy, I could be brainy, we could be on the same job and nothing will happen, and so definitely on that point. But I want us to take this point. Let's bring it here to Brett Kavanaugh. But before we do that, we're going to take a quick break right now, and SolidTalk will return shortly. Alright, welcome back to SolidTalk on TsolidTv, and I'm still right here with my table mates today. As we discussed. Yes, I was going to say my girl, but then you're my guy. Okay, so we are still, of course, discussing sexual assault, sexual harassment, the Me Too movement, and rape. But now let's, come back to this point. Let's talk about why victims of rape don't speak up early enough. And let's take it from this thing that happened recently, in the world, in the US. We're talking about Brett Kavanaugh, and Dr. Ford. Thank you, the Supreme Court Justice, and who was going to be sworn in, and that judicial questioning. We had situations where Dr. Ford is coming up right now.
And the Me Too campaign, and
to say that you groped me,
back. That of Cristiano Ronaldo also came in, where a lady accused Cristiano Ronaldo of touching her in whatever way in a bar, and I think that was 4 years ago.
Yeah, so why does it take that long for people to really speak up?
Like I've said, shame.
Okay.
It could be guilt. I don't know what went on, but I'm just saying it could be guilt. They might have felt probably maybe the way they dressed, or probably there was something they did.
That's you beating yourself, seeing yourself as an architect.
And then also denial for these victims. Most times you see them before they get to that stage, and then some people, a coping mechanism can be they will just deny themselves, and then they just deny themselves of those emotions, and then they believe it didn't happen. Okay. But after some time, it will definitely catch up with you. It works. It works for as long as 20 years. You see some people live in denial for close to 20 years. But after some time, it's going to catch up with you. So it could be one of these things that happen.
See, I think like you said, when is the right time to talk is immediately.
But
because when you think and you are trying to do a coping mechanism, you only alone. It's just like you saving.
Another thing.
It's yielding interest.
Okay.
Your pain is yielding interest.
But let me ask this question: when we say the right time to speak is then, I mean immediately. We have seen situations where when you get raped, you are still hurt, the guilt is still there, and then you speak up, and the society is judging you for what you're wearing. So it's like more trauma for you, and you can be suicidal at that point.
Shewa, I still maintain the fact. The time you should talk is immediately.
It's immediately.
Because look,
really it is.
When you start battling suicidal thoughts, the society will not be there. Look, the society will mourn for you after you're gone. So whatever tantrum the society is throwing at you at that moment, forget it. It is you versus the world. It is you versus whoever victimized you by raping you.
But let's talk about the shame.
But do you know how it feels when you come up to actually tell your story and people don't believe you?
Yeah.
No matter how much urge you feel.
Do you know how? Do you know you feel more?
Do you
know you feel more? Supposing I'm a victim of rape now, and then I've taken the courage to come and speak up, and then people are bashing me, or people don't even believe me. Do you know how I'm going to be? I would have felt I should have.
But then you have a peace of mind. You let something out of your heart.
Do you have a peace of mind when people are actually trashing you?
See, when people are trashing you, then that's see. We just live. I don't like blaming this, but we live in a system whereby things are not in place. Look, if you show a little bit of psychological stress, you're going to Yaba left immediately. But then not all psychological stress demands Yaba left. Some demands the attention or mentoring of some people who have gone through the same things and help you understand how you can go through them and survive.
But can we say that, or can we agree that societal prejudice and stigmatization will always prevent rape victims from speaking up? Because not only do we have unprofessionalism in the medical sector. I mean, I was once in the hospital. I remember this was as far back as 7 years ago, and I just went to see somebody, and I could hear one of the doctors telling a patient, not a random person, to say, "Oh, that lady there, she's a victim of rape." And that news goes round. Sometimes things like that happen in school. I didn't.
If I were in that position, God, I would have. I don't know, but I would have reported the doctor to NMA because that was an unprofessional conduct. And the act of we see and dodging our face, like acting like we don't see it, is what allows this mess to go round.
Can I say something? I've ever imagined a prostitute being raped. How do you think the society will view them?
They say, okay.
That's going to come from us. Look, especially if you post it on some of the blogs on Instagram. Mm-hmm. They're going to look like, now what do you do now? So why are you?
Are we talking about the societal prejudice? The fact that something happens to you, society blames you.
That is why
we keep going this way.
Start orientating people on how you talk or attack a victim.
I just feel
I think 4 or 5 years ago, at times these rape victims,
because if they do that,
are victims of themselves.
I think it's very insensitive.
At times people are victims of themselves because 4 or 5 years ago I got robbed, and I had a lady who happened to be my friend's girlfriend at that moment. She got raped, and me, my friend, and some of us were still trying to give her succor and make sure we were there for her. Do you know what she said? She said she doesn't want to see us again because whenever she sees us, it brings back memory. But then, is that the best way to tackle it?
Do you think she knew better at that point?
No,
See,
that's not the best way to tackle it.
Okay.
But that's the way she's feeling.
That people have coping mechanism. Different people have coping mechanism.
If you guys coming around is actually bringing back the memory, the best thing for you to do is just to stay away.
We have people, we have people who just withdraw when they're hurt.
But when we
deal with issues differently.
When they withdraw, how long will they withdraw from me? Look, at times, I have a fear doctor who talks to me. The best way to battle you, or the best way to fight your battle, is tackle it head on. Like, this thing, what doesn't kill you
makes you stronger.
Makes you stronger.
Mm-hmm.
So if you don't die in the act, it might be hard, but then you're going to come out stronger and better. Look, from there you can start a movement.
These things take time.
And make people look up to you.
I understand.
It takes a lot of stress.
It takes a lot of
stress.
It takes a lot of time, but it's better than when you don't talk immediately. Look, when you keep short as a victim, what you just did is it's like you putting your money in a fixed deposit. Your pain is aggravating. It's like it's yielding interest, and in the long run, when you want to open up, it's like an explosion. Boom. And most of the time, people who don't even know about it, like their husbands, their kids, they are the one who bear the grunts, who bear the brunch, because you feel everybody is just the same thing. And you see some of them, look, some of those people who say, I don't want to get married, it's not because they don't want to get married, but they've been victims and they can't come out to talk, I am a victim of so thing. So it still locks down in their mentality and like, I don't want to be with a man, this is how it's going to look like. And don't forget, rape happens even in marriages.
Yes. True.
So some people just feel, because I'm married to you, I've paid your bride price, we're in church, then I can get sexual with you whenever. But no, you have to get the consent.
Consent is consent
of your wife.
Important.
So this is more of a talk, like, even as a wife, if your husband rapes you, talk immediately. Because the same husband who rapes you without your consent could do that to your child. Forget it.
Okay, can we also look at this societal thing with us in this part of the world, where I know that if you check out the Instagram trend, people who have been raped or abused only do that years after. Most of them when they've healed, or most of the time when they've dealt with some of these issues, and they feel like they're strong enough to take the bashing and talk about it.
Do you think they are healed?
What?
Do you think
most of them are not healed.
Most of them.
But
I'm taking us to the point. Are not healed.
I'm taking us to the point where it's okay to speak to a psychologist or a psychiatrist. But in this part of the world, we believe that if you decide to see a psychiatrist, something is wrong with you.
That's what I said earlier. They feel every problem you have psychologically demands violence. But then, even if you know about it, I think there's another one called arrow. Then it's not all. See, an average man needs a psychologist in Nigeria, because the Nigerian system itself. So that's why when I drive and I see somebody act mentally deranged, I understand.
The angry road Jesus in Nigeria.
You understand?
It's a system where
I understand, like, but I understand. So these days at times it's not. So if I can be that aggravated because of the economy, then imagine how much I could be aggravated when I'm being raped. But all I just keep telling people is, let it out. You don't bottle it. You don't bottle it, because when you bottle it, it explodes.
A lot of people are keeping too many things in, and I think it's the reason why it shapes our wrong view of life. Some people have been heartbroken before, and you conclude that all men are the same. No, it's because of the experience you've had. But if you deal with it, you can move on. But let's go on to how we can curb this issue of rape. Is it even possible for us to put an end to rape in the society at all?
Left to me, the number one way to curb rape in Nigeria: sentence them to death.
Okay.
Like, put those guys behind bars. Okay. Sorry, I don't want to say sentence.
What about cutting? Cutting. You need to cut it.
That for me, I think it's cruel. It's cruel.
If you do it for one person, you know that thing can actually be reduced. It will really be reduced from 10 to like 1.
The justice system
is what
does not work that way.
It works like
when you say cut it. Have you imagined when there is miscarriage of justice and you cut it? How would you write that wrong? No. How would you write that wrong? See, there have been many occasions of miscarriage of justice when it comes to rape. I was going to talk about that. Like, I just feel number one thing we should do is fine tune our justice system with rape. Like, if it's you throwing the guy behind bar for life, fine. Forget. I'm not interested in 14 years imprisonment. It's too small. They 40 years after.
Even some of them get bailed. I mean, if you're the wealthy or elite in the society,
if you give him a lifetime imprisonment, man, let him go face it in prison. But then, like I said, there's always miscarriage of justice. I've seen occasions where ladies wrongly accuse guys of raping them because the guy didn't do what they want, and they come out and say, "So what should we do to do this, ladies?" True. When you wrongly accuse a guy of raping you and he didn't rape you, it was a consensual.
It should also be punished.
I followed the thread.
I
followed a thread on Twitter. A lady accused a guy of raping her, and in the long run, we got to find out it was a consensual thing between them. But because of the guy was no longer interested in her, she decided to rope up the guy and say it's rape. The guy got bashed. Blah 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 blah. No, in the long run, found out that it was not rape.
Okay, so I think that we need a lie detector test in Nigeria. Lie detector test.
Some guys will pass.
Some people will pass.
Really?
Some of us will pass.
So that you know that he's lying.
Nigerians will pass more than
But then let's look at the investigation that we do in Nigeria. I mean, do we even keep files? Do we even keep records?
And that's
why person says this happened to me at 7 p.m. Can you trace that we were there at 7 p.m.?
That's why I said our justice.
Nigeria will get there, but for now.
And that's why I said our justice system needs to be put in place. Look, if you wrongly accuse a guy of rape, 14 years.
But then if you rape,
if you're a rapist and you're caught, you can live over 150 and come back and still rape. But 155-year-old man can still rape a 4-year-old
life
girl.
Imprisonment.
Yeah, so you can give him life imprisonment
with no presidential pardon.
As a matter of fact, those people, they should use them for labor in our community. When we have bad roads, put chains in their hand, put tags that they are rapists, and let them go clear our drainage, let them fuel our. So when you see such things happen, you understand, as a growing boy, you understand it is a big crime to have this, because most of the time when you put these people behind bars and nobody hears about them again, nobody sees them again, there's this thing like, okay, it's gone, nobody wants to talk about it again. But then when you make them public, maybe once in a while on environmental days, you put their crime on their neck, rapist, and you see them packing waters, packing drainage, taking care of our sewage, and using them as laborers in community. We can bring our boy child and look like, see that man, he raped a lady.
But then,
would you want?
I like that point. Then at this point too, can we all as a society unite, and whether or not this person is my friend or my family, if you rape a person, I should be able to stand against you, not because if we all speak up against, if we ostracize these people and make them feel like you're not part of us.
People protecting their family.
Then that's where we need to start orientating people.
People protecting their family.
Rape is a crime.
I mean, it's like you're snatching the life out of some people.
No justification.
And do you know
Look,
the
some
effect
people,
it has on people?
That's just it.
The effect is terrible.
And I think that's the point whereby I feel,
and it can be lifelong.
We need to start training our boy child on being a better person. It's high time we don't just tell a lady, close your leg while walking. It's not time we just start telling a lady, you have to dress up like a masquerade.
Yeah, don't expose your body. No, it's
but
not
it's
good to
high time we need to start training our boys to understand. When you see a lady, you like her, fine. Walk up to her, I like you. She says no,
and she means
if you have a girlfriend and she say, okay, we are inside, let's do it, let's sin against God, and she says no,
she means no.
That is a no. But then the question I think I would want us to talk another day is, when is a no a no?
A no is a no when it's no. A no is a no when it's
no. I'm a guy. I've sat in the middle of guys at the bars, and there are situations where ladies say,
No. I've said
No,
no.
it's
I've said no. I've said no.
But you know,
regardless of how I'm saying it, when I'm
See.
saying no, no,
But
is no.
yeah, my no is no.
No is no.
No.
I don't expect you to do no.
There is.
You know, somebody even said this thing, TJ, that even if you're on the same bed with your boyfriend and you're not even dressed, and he attempts to touch you and you say no, it still means no. It's a no is a no.
I think
I don't need to put I don't need to. I don't need
put
to push
emotions
no,
behind my no.
Wait,
regardless of how I say it.
I think
it's
for
a
now,
no.
next episode, I'll prefer us talk about this. When is a no?
We already said it, a no is
Because
a no.
You people are two, and
You are
it's just
okay.
me. So I wouldn't want you people bashing me. Maybe I would have a compliment.
Okay.
And make you understand the gimmicks of
But
the
then
ladies
I think I
and
want to
guys.
ask.
See, I understand what you're saying.
In the other room.
I understand what you're
In
saying.
the other
But
room.
a no is
When
still
is a no?
A no is still
When is a no?
Okay, so let me
A
ask
no.
you, when is a no a no? Because a no is a no
Thank
when
you.
it's a no. When it comes out, it is a no. Alright, but then talking about the boy child, the girl child, as we wrap up this particular episode of Solid Talk today, we need to do better. We cannot agree that we need to do better as a society.
Yes.
When
Yeah.
we're raising men, we shouldn't just raise women who know how to be
We should
perfect.
raise men of valor.
Yes.
meant to be responsible.
Responsible men
To be
too.
leaders of tomorrow. Don't be just.
Nah, she's going on emotional.
Not
You see,
loud.
she's going on emotional. Right? She's going on emotional right now.
But
Alright.
really, we need to do better.
Okay, as a society, we need to do better, and that's what I just think. So.
And I agree to that. As a society, we all need to do better. All hands need to be on deck. Let's stand against crime. Let's speak against it. So we'll wrap it up today on this episode of Solid Talk. Guys, it has been great
It's
today.
been nice chatting with you. It's been nice chatting with you.
Okay, but then, okay, no problem.
I can just give you
Alright,
that.
okay, if you want to follow me on Instagram, you can just follow me at Olatunji Awe on all of my social media handle. Follow me, but when you follow me, remember to follow Jesus Christ too.
Okay, hallelujah. Okay, follow me on Instagram. I am Dewumi, DHEWUMI. On Twitter, I am Miss_Dewumi. You find me on Facebook at Adeshawa Olofinka.
You can follow me on Instagram, Ali Baloye Taiwo. Ali Baloye Taiwo. There's no underscore, like together. Thank you.